Beautiful start. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. We're on the wrong side. Amanda's muted. We were both muted.
It's almost as if I haven't been doing this for the past
Strong start, y'all. Strong start.
Hello, happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend.
Hi, people.
What's going on, John?
Well, lots of stuff. Did you happen to put in the picture of when I went to that special place? And it's
yes. Yeah, no, I looked into this.
Oh, I see it. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, yeah, this is like a weird. I feel like it's a weird soft start
launch.
here.
It's fine.
Soft launch. Anyway.
I'm very relaxed. So.
I'm really glad to have all of our friends here, par usual. I'm recovering because Amanda and we have switched our recording schedule slightly. And last week we did 3 days of stuff. And one of those days, baby, was And Just Like That. Because guess what, y'all? It's coming. It's coming this Friday. And if you're on our Patreon, this Mother Blanking Wednesday, you're going to get to listen to this. And you're going to get to listen to me basically whine the whole time and like cry. Amanda had told me was telling me to hold the mic away because I was so I was on babies. I was on the fucking
I mean, what can you expect though? I mean, this is what's happening. But what?
I was just reacting. I was reacting.
Speaking of which, actually, well, let's just really quickly do some quick light housekeeping, shall we?
Sounds great.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I do want to mention we are doing a YouTube live. So if you're listening to our thing, this is our YouTube live. If you're just joining us,
welcome.
You're just joining us and you're not subscribed, please do.
We're getting so close to being able to do super stickers and doing like a membership thing, which me and Jody never even looked at. But I think we could have a little membership thing on here. No idea what that means, but hey,
no idea either. But please, friends, subscribe and hit the like button. It helps. Also, if you want to leave like a comment in the bottom, that's also great. You could just write like, fuck you guys. Oh, oopsie. I'm trying not to cuss.
It's fine. I just said, let's try to cut down on the cussing. Literally just for you. YouTube is like crazy.
Speaking of, that's our first piece of the housekeeping is we did record video for our And Just Like That podcast. Yeah. We have been doing the videos for the Pod in the City and releasing them. Now with the And Just Like That, we did use video clips shot jankily off of Amanda's television.
It's pretty funny. I'll do it better next time. God, he decimated me about it.
We tried to post it and they basically dinged like half the video and said we'd have to tear it up. So I'm thinking we might still post the butchered up version on YouTube. And then what we're going to do is we're going to post the full version on our free Patreon. So if you go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/podinthecity, and you just join it, the free one.
It's free.
You can join for free.
But we can do whatever we want on Patreon. It is a free for all.
We basically can post whatever kind of video we want over there. So we're going to post the one that has the video clips. And honestly, I would watch it if I were you. It's pretty fucking funny.
We're gonna like most of the episode. Like we do play a good chunk of it.
We do play a lot of it. It gives you an idea of what's going on if you listen to some of our other ones where we're like, okay, and then she goes in the room and she's wait, what did she do again? That's a lot of my recapping skills.
And speaking of Patreon, what do we have coming up this week?
Well, y'all, again, if you join our Patreon, you get early access to our Pod in the City episodes. And this week, we start season 1 of And Just Like That. That's coming this Friday. This is next week's, I think.
Yeah, you're right, because we recorded early.
We switched the way that we're doing this. So, and then this week on
Designing Women.
We're doing Designing Women. Jeez,
y'all. Episode 2, season 1, episode 2 is The Nights Went Out in Georgia. We were agog.
We were shook. So if you want iconic shit, go to our freaking Patreon, guys. This might be the week, y'all. Might be the week.
Yeah, Joan hates Che Diaz. In fact, speaking of Che Diaz, well, we actually have little subtitles, headlines for our names if you guys want to see them here. Hang on.
I think mine's gone, unless they're...
No, mine stayed there because when I went over and did a recording with Jody yesterday, this went over. It's a totally different account.
Yeah,
what did yours say?
Mine said Che Diaz is #1 hater because Che Diaz drives me up a wall. But I will say, I don't think they're the worst part of And Just Like That.
Interesting. So what do you think is the worst part?
Everything.
Yeah.
I'd say the show itself is the worst part of And Just Like That. It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with what's the point. It doesn't connect to Sex in the City, and it's boring. Yay!
I can tell you what the worst part of it is, and you're gonna agree. The length, the fact that they have the balls to make it 42 minutes.
We talk about that on our recap, where it's like there are numerous things that they could easily cut out or they shoved in just to lengthen it. Like moments of like Carrie walking
and Miranda blowing kisses to each other back and forth, and then
blowing kisses and then watching Carrie walk into a building
for the podcast.
Like, are you fucking joking? Oh,
do you guys know the podcasts take place in Manhattan city skyrises, and apparently they're live.
They are.
Writers think that a podcast is a live radio show. So anyway, we get into all of that. So check that. Miranda. I love it.
Is a lot. How about that?
It's rough. Anyway, what else do we have for housekeeping? Oh, okay. Hang on, let me look. Can you handle the comments for a second? I'm going to blast out these.
I'm trying, and I always get very Oh,
here's our cover for Designing Women and a weekly mixer. Oh, and by the way, the ASMR at the end of this one, this was episode 3 of me recording in a row. And the ASMR, but I would recommend, if you like just pure chaos and something horrible happened with Walter that was like tragic. I couldn't get over
tragic. Amanda, spoiler alert, Amanda accidentally left Walter in the backyard for 10 minutes.
It was 20 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway, and then I was freaking out. But then at the end, I was like, all right, let's finish. And John's like, oh wait, I have an ASMR. 20 minutes later, I'm just roasting the shit out of him. I'm sniping him. Okay,
I did a Barbie unboxing ASMR. Someone did suggest that. And I'll say, I don't know if it's it doesn't translate the best to an ASMR.
Maybe not, but it was fun. I think it's actually, but if you don't like chaotic stuff like that, just end after the theme song. Really quickly, on 420, we have a really big 420 episode, 4th annual. Me and Jody got into a big fight yesterday during our dinosaurs recording, figuring out whether or not it was the 4th or the 3rd. And I was right, it was the 4th. And so we're all gonna, and that'll actually be live on YouTube like this, but it will be through Patreon. So I don't know. I think it'll be on Love to Hate TV Patreon because we need to keep it behind a paywall. So you'll get the link that way. We'll put it on tier 1.
We could also put it on ours too.
Yeah, we can put it on both.
Can you put it on more than one?
I think that's a wonderful idea.
I'm sure that most of our patrons probably are also patrons of yours, but you never know. There might be one or two.
Okay. And also,
send us your sexy stories. We are not using them during And Just Like That because there's no fun sex so far in And Just Like That. Literally, it ends with, spoiler alert, big dying. I didn't really feel like reading like a story about queefing, etc. in that.
I enjoy reading all of those things.
I do. So please, send us.
Yes, it was a fenced-in yard. He was fine, but he was barking through like the whole first 20 minutes, and like I kept muting my mic and like screaming at him. And then it was to me just crying.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pause it here. And then it comes back to Amanda like cradling Walter, and he's just like,
oh, he was making a snack out of it though. He was like, just like really like
what a little poor baby. Now, my friends, the hottest of hot topics this week for moi is I went to the Barbie exhibit at the Phoenix Art Museum, and Sophie literally was there the same day as I was. She
Oh
posted
gosh.
on Facebook that about it, and then was like, "Oh, I was there today." And then I responded back, "I was there today." So, if you do see me in public, feel free to say hello. You may not recognize me because I am tall and I'm thick, so you may not realize what's going on.
A thick king.
Exactly. So, but please feel free to say hi. Anyway, I did go to the Barbie exhibit. I will say I have more Barbies personally than the Barbie exhibit had, unfortunately. There were quite a few that I was like, okay, well, they could have asked me for help in this, and I could have supplied some things to zhuzh it up. So I thought I would show you a photo. The one photo I did take
It's like these two photos are so random.
Oh, okay. So first of all, this was the Barbie I saw that I fell in love with. I did not love the Barbie itself, but
I thought that this looks like Trinity the Tuck.
Oh, okay. I think it reminds me kind of like Rent or something like that.
Oh, I can see that.
I don't know,
90s
like,
kind of.
yeah.
Like Marine's top.
I looked up this outfit and it was like $200 used online. So I will not be getting this and have no real desire. And then here's me in the Barbie car. They had a life-size Barbie car. Two of my friends.
Oh, okay.
We went there and then we went out to dinner. It was fun. We wanted to go have drinks and stuff before we went to the museum, but the museum closed at 5. So we had to do what we had to do. So there's me in the car. I do want to show also this week I had a great Barbie find, which I will go into more detail on our Patreon. So if you'd like to see that, check out our next week's Patreon. But this one I feel like will be a blast from the past. 2 people, okay? This is because I remember this one very clearly. And now I've tried to get this one, and every time I see it, it's $75 or more, okay? I found it from a guy in Mesa, $10, okay? This is Hula Hair Barbie.
Oh, you're showing one now. Ooh, Malakaliki Maka.
Now, I feel like if you knew anything about Barbies, you're very recognizing this. She has like gold hair. She has the gold skirt, the long colored hair, and the flowers. And I'm so excited about her. So it's from 1996. So when I was 10 years old, y'all. So just thought I'd show in case you guys care.
You know how I feel about the 90s? I feel like when I was living in the 90s, I knew that the clothes would be considered ugly. Like I knew that the clothes were ugly and that they would still be considered ugly like 30 years later.
I like the 90s clothes.
See, but I feel like if you're wearing I feel like I see like youngins wearing like 90s clothes, but it almost seems like but it seems like they're doing it ironically because they don't look good on anyone.
They don't.
Like they're not flattering.
They're not
anyone.
But I also don't think that we wore clothes like that really in the 90s anyway. I feel like they're like an exaggerated version.
They're making it like more busted. Just
it's like really oversized. I don't understand. Oversized. You see these dudes, okay, who are like in their 20s, like they have bodies, like these nice fucking bodies. And they wear like these super oversized clothes. And I'm thinking, baby, show that off. This is coming from someone who has never had a 6-pack abs in my entire life. And if I did, you better believe I'd be running up and down the street with no clothes on. I would be the most chaotic, muscle person ever. Now, Amanda, I do want to say something. Brie cheese is on the verge of extinction. Did you hear this?
Brie cheese. I did not hear that, but that's terrible. I've been really on a blue cheese kick lately. I'm loving blue cheese.
I love a blue cheese. Now, I did want to mention this. If anyone has a Portillo's near them, I don't think you guys have those in Canada.
I know what it is because of Doughboys.
Okay, so I am now.
And Jody, I had it's hot dogs, right?
Yeah, it's
me and Jody had that when we were doing our 1-chip challenge when we. You guys can watch that on our Facebook group. It's awful. Both of us ever made. And I think we should do it again on 420.
Portillo's, I've been obsessed. Like I get in these like things where I like just want the same thing over and over. They have a chopped salad there that has gorgonzola cheese on it. It
Okay.
also has this pasta that I'm now obsessed with called ditalini pasta. And it's like a tube, but it's cut really small. Like it's these little teeny tube, like small things. And they put that in the salad. It's so good.
All
If you
right.
guys have a Portillo's near you, also they have a really good strawberry shortcake. Y'all. Anyway.
When we were doing that challenge, and then Jody's like the rest of her family went out to like get us food, and I was so nervous about like just the road, because this is when I was driving to Canada. I was so nervous. I'm like, I always get really nervous eating in front of people, and I was just nervous to meet Jody, or not nervous, but like just really like I wasn't hungry. But then Paige, her daughter, like brought us this like large vanilla milkshake, and both of us were just like, what is this? Who drinks a vanilla? And it was like this big. Baby, that thing saved us from that one chip challenge. Halfway through,
I love a vanilla milkshake. Yeah. Oh,
this is during hard, like big COVID times too, and we're just sharing this milkshake. Anyway, check it out.
So like I said, brie cheese and camembert, they are saying that the microorganism or something is dying off. So eat your brie cheese and camembert while you can. Now, I would like to transition to a shocking reveal.
Okay.
That I teased Amanda with. Now, I know Amanda has a love for Miss Peaches.
Okay. Miss Peaches.
And I love Miss Peaches too.
Oh my gosh, she is such a cute dog.
But I have to break it to you. One, Dave Portnoy is a horrible person, allegedly.
I know all of this.
Here's the biggest reveal that I think might do something to you. He said that if you have cats, that's a red flag.
Oh, well, whatever. That's a stupid thing to say.
You don't care?
I think it's just ignorant and stupid. I think anyone with pets is like a good person. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. But if you have a pet and you take care of it, then how can you get mad at that?
Anyway, I did also find
personal offense.
I did also find a tiny bit of clarification. He does not donate all the money from Miss Peaches's videos. He donates the money for Miss Peaches's merch. So,
okay, but he has so much merch. He's donated like almost $1 million now.
I understand, but he's probably made $10 million off these fucking videos of Miss Peaches, which I think is beautiful, and she is gorgeous, and I love her. Yeah, I would like to take Miss Peaches for myself.
I really quickly want to put up this thing that Mary said. New idea, friend, just like that. Share your middle-aged sob stories. I'd be fine with that too. So you make a little graphic for that, and we can do that. But we're really just trying to bank a lot of good emails. So just send them in. They're all anonymous, no judgment.
And Krista says people that say shit about cats are ignorant. You know what? I agree. Cats are amazing. And Amanda's one of the people that made me love cats because of Corky.
Corky and Rose.
Corky. Rose was never that nice.
I have a tattoo for Rose.
I know, but she was not the same to me the way that Corky was.
She got it. Oh, Corky was very just special.
Like laid in your
Corky St. Clair.
I wish my cat was more like that, but
yeah, your cat's a bitch.
She is not. She's not a bitch.
She's a little diva.
Goodbye, everyone. End stream now.
All right. Let me tell you.
Okay, so it was Amanda's birth. No, I'm going to continue here and set you up a little bit.
Okay.
It was Amanda's birthday this weekend.
41, baby.
Dang. And she did get some fun gifts. So please.
Yeah.
I want to see them.
This will give me a chance to pimp out. Me and Jody are going to start putting videos of all of our episodes on Patreon from now on, but we do have
what a wonderful idea.
I know. I was like, we might as well just throw them up there. I thought that Jody would not want to do it. I'm like, it's kind of annoying because you kind of have to like look good. Because honestly, when we're not recording, there's just a shit show going on both ends. We're like yelling at things. Everything's happening. We're like hitting our vapes. Anyway, but I was like, do you mind if I do that? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, oh, okay, great. So there's 2 free ones on Love to Hate Everything YouTube. There's one of us recapping dinosaurs of that show Dinosaurs, and then Seeking Sister Right. But you can see me open Jody's presents. But first of all, she got me all Grey's Anatomy themed stuff. She got me this Basic Bitch, which I've never had before, Tumblr with a metal straw. And I gotta say, this thing is pretty cool. It keeps everything so cold. Like really cold.
Welcome to
I'm
2024, baby.
Welcome
You've
to
never had an
2012.
insulated cup before?
I just put things in like a cup or a mug.
I agree, though. And I love when a drink is cold. Like,
oh, yeah, me too. Nothing better.
Give me an ice cold drink. One thing I've started to do is I move the straw to the top of the drink while I'm drinking it, because the top of the drink is colder, because that's where all the ice is.
Okay.
These are what you learn in your late 30s.
I read this story of this like old man. Well, I don't know if he was old, but he was like, you know, like senior, I guess. And he was, I'm painting my nails just so you guys know, because I forgot to.
Great.
It's fine. It'll take me 2 seconds. I'm gonna look like crap. He was outside mowing his lawn in the summertime, and his wife brought out like an ice cold glass of water for him, and then he chugged it and like died. And I'm like, this is what I have to be scared of now. But honestly, if the way that I die is because I drank a glass of cold water, fine. There are so many other alternative ways that I could easily die at any moment.
Drinking cold water.
I'm not drinking cold water.
Me neither.
There's some things I won't give up. So
that's the one way that I drink. Like, I mean, I like water, but I'm not drinking like room temperature water.
Oh no,
sorry.
I think it's insane when people just go to the sink and pour water in a glass and drink it. Because I only drink filtered water. Well, Phoenix water. I mean,
okay, so I know that halfway during your birthday gift presentation, you've decided to paint your nails. Are you done with the gifts?
No, nails are done. There'll be another coat added in a bit. Yeah, it's fine, John. This is what I do.
Where's the gifts?
Okay, so she got me that tumbler. She got me a bracelet here that says, "You're my person. You're my person."
Which is very sweet.
Yeah, and then a Grey's Anatomy coloring book, which she says, she's like, you could color a picture every week and then show it on your Grey's Anatomy section every week. However, this book is the jankiest thing. Like, I don't recognize anyone.
I was going to say, can you show us one of the
Yeah, I want to show you. Like,
pages?
I should just show. Okay, so this is, I think, Joe. I don't know who that guy is.
Who's Joe?
I hate Joe. I'm going to talk about her in my Grey's section. Okay, who are these people? I think that's Amelia. Have no idea who this man is.
I have no idea who Amelia is.
She's
I don't know any of the new
sister.
peeps.
It's all new people. All four of these people, I don't know who they are. Not a single one.
Patient number 1, patient number 2. Okay, so you got the coloring book, and you're gonna maybe color it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Maybe,
but either way. But then I went to a Sondheim review show with Justine. Now she comes with me and my dad to our whole season tickets to this community theater. We went to Carrie the musical the first time, and I was like, this is gonna be drinky. But it was like awesome. Like both of us like loved it. So super impressive. Then we went to a chorus line for our second show, and it was also amazing. The Sondheim review, though, I mean, the shoe had to drop at some point. But anyway, she gave me a bath.
Sondheim isn't easy.
Oh well, just wait. I'm going to get into the Sondheim review.
Great.
It was so much happened in this thing. She gave me a bath bomb because I love baths, and she gave me a little like cord adapter for like my lightning charger so I can listen to actual headphones. Because I mentioned it once, like 2 years ago, and she's like an amazing gift buyer. But then she got me 2 books. She got me Requiem for a Dream, my favorite movie of all time.
And is it based on a book, or is the book based on?
It's based on a book, but then they put the movie picture in here. But okay, here's the one. Here, this one is you're gonna love this because this is kind of for both of us. She got me this book. It's called Sex and the City Plot Holes.
Ooh.
It goes episode by episode, and it just tells you all the things that are like all the plot holes in every single episode. So I think that's so
You know
fun.
who that's a good gift for? That's actually a gift for Linda, I think. So we can be more informed.
Yeah.
So we can know more. We can know more about the episodes then. I love it.
Yeah, no.
Now, are you going to remember you have it when it's time to record the episode?
It's going to live right here.
Okay, nice.
Here, now, let me tell you about the Sondheim review. So,
okay,
like you're going to have a Sondheim review.
And this was just like made up. They just made it up. What was it called? A night of
A
Sondheim?
tribute to Sondheim. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
We actually went on March 22nd, which is Sondheim's birthday. So that was kind of
Mm.
cool. And I was crying because like you walk in and like there's just a huge screen and it's just a picture of Sondheim with like one of his quotes. I think it was like anything you do, whatever from Sunday. And I was just crying. I'm like, Justine, I'm going to cry through this whole thing. Don't worry. Like this thing was so bad. And so, okay.
What was the first song?
It was two parts here. So first of all, it went from like early Sondheim. So like every review has to do like Saturday night and all his like kind of like boring bad shows. So those ones kind of went slowly. And there was like 45 people in this show. So the first couple numbers I was expecting. Oh, the opening number was Merrily We Roll Along. So fine. Weird opening, but okay. And it was just one single piano player on stage. One guy who's like 30. And like
no,
at the end,
the whole show.
That guy got the biggest applause.
The whole show.
The whole show. Just this poor
one
guy,
person.
Just a piano. No.
That was the entire accompaniment. The whole show.
Yeah. This poor guy.
No,
and I don't think he
Amanda.
gets paid for that because my dad plays for shows too, and he doesn't get paid. Anyway, okay. So basically, this was twofold. The whole show was the most boring songs from every single Sondheim musical. The worst songs you'd pick, but then they'd throw in some kind of ringer, including Franklin Shepherd Inc., which is arguably the hardest Sondheim song to sing in the whole world. Guy butchers it 2 seconds in. Okay, so let's get to the Into the Woods section here.
Okay, so they had like
3 songs from Into the Woods.
Like,
okay, 3 songs from and then between songs or between musicals, a person would come out reading out of a book. This is the day before closing night. Reading from a book. In 1954, Sondheim wrote the musical Saturday Night.
God, Amanda.
And they're messing up over the word. And Justine's like, this has really taken me out of it. And all the information they're reading is not interesting stuff. I'm like, I could tell you 25 more interesting things about this. Also, not needed. So we do. Okay, name the 2 most boring songs in Into the Woods that you know would be in there.
Oh dear.
They're both in Act 2, of course, because that's the boring part of the show.
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, well, one is No More.
Okay, well, how does that go again?
It's the one that the baker sings to the.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. And then No One Is Alone. Gosh, then but
I don't hate the song "No One Is Alone," but I like it in the
show.
Review,
put in anything else.
Yeah.
Last Midnight. Anyway, I don't think anyone could sing that though.
Last Midnight. I think that would be a bad choice.
If someone could sing, let's not get into Last Midnight. What I'm really here to talk about is I Know Things Now. Okay, this was like my song growing up.
That was the third.
This was the third song. So I'm like, oh, that's a great song. I love that song. I grew up singing it.
Mm-hmm.
The girl comes out and she wasn't like bad. Like she had a good voice. Do you know that song pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
She goes, and she's wearing her Little Red Riding. And also all of these things are so weird. I'm assuming for Justine to watch out of context, like Sweeney Todd, they did the trio where the beggar woman comes out in the middle and she's like, smoke, smoke, sign of the devil, sign of the, she's like walking through the audience. Justine's like, what is going on? Anyway.
See, okay. I've been in a few jukebox type review type things, and that's not usually how you would put it together. Is having little chunks of okay, sorry,
bad.
Continue.
Justine, if you can think of any other like notable things, but let's go back to I Know Things Now. Okay, so she comes out, and I'm like, I'm into it. And she goes, Mother said straight ahead, not to delay or be misled. I should have heeded her advice, but he seemed so nice when he said, "Come in with that sick," and she jumps 3 verses ahead, which goes into a bridge. It's almost like it would have been fine if she'd sung any of the other ones, but this one goes straight into a bridge.
Now, did they do that on purpose?
No, because the accompanist was like, and I was like, I grabbed Justine and I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. And my dad is like having a fit next to me too. We're just, oh my God.
How much did you guys pay for these tickets?
Like $30 per person. And she's like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, it's just really bad. And I knew it was going to get bad once that bridge started happening. And it was, and I can like that. Then the girl like leaves. The song was 20 seconds long, really. She leaves. She still hasn't recovered from that. Like I knew she went backstage and burst into tears. Then they go into Assassins.
Oh God.
I know. They sing Gun Song, which was memorable. Mm-hmm. They sing Ballad of Gateau. But so the notable thing for and Unworthy of Your Love, which
What?
out of context, they have like a picture of Jodie Foster and then of Charlie Manson. Again, no context given to us for this. It's just two people singing. Anyway, after Ballad of Gateau, it's like it has this old man like walking up these stairs and back down. Lights go out at the end of the show, falls right off the whole thing, tumbles to the ground.
On purpose?
No, not on purpose. It was like a 60-year-old man.
Do you remember when we did Scarlet Pimpernel and I fell off the platform like 10 feet to the ground?
Was I on stage for that? I definitely would have.
It was the part. It was the part when we had this big thing where all this shit was happening, and it was like a chase or something. And what I remembered was Michelle was in a guillotine. Right?
Okay.
Like
I have very little memory.
She's on a platform. She's in a guillotine, and I had to put on this robe thing.
Okay.
I was pretending to be the person, except whoever whose job was to push the pieces together didn't, and the robe completely covered my face, so I couldn't see. I just was walking straight, and then fell. Caught my leg, and then they had to stop the whole show. So,
wow, I don't remember. I do remember that when we were.
I'm sure you don't remember.
When we were doing Q to Q for that, there was a bat flying around the theater that we just kind of had to deal with.
I don't remember that. So.
Oh, you don't remember the bat. All right.
Okay, great. Jeez.
Antique Krista says, "Did you laugh later?" I mean, yeah, all of these things are hilarious. Anything that happens on stage is funny.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is that when you're really caught up in the world of theater and etc., you are so in the moment, though, of all of it, that it seems so life. I don't know, like it's like it's life. This is like,
and everyone in the audience knows, and they remembered it 2 seconds late. Like no one cares.
Oh yeah.
And also, I can guarantee you, if I hadn't made such a fit about the whole show, Justine would have had no idea anything. She's like, that was boring, and it was infuriating because I'm like, this is her first introduction to. They sing Sunday at the end. I'm like, did you like that song? She's like, yeah, it was fine. Sunday.
See, I think it's hard because a lot of those are really beautiful songs, but rip them out of context, and you're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
A huge part of
this is the last thing I'll talk about, but Justine just did remind me of this guy. Oh my God. If I was, I guess, a male actor and I had to create a character for some reason, this guy would be like my character. Because he was fine, but he was the he was the belle of the ball, if you will. And like he just had like kind of like the male part and everything, and he was always front and center, and he was just living his fantasy. And he was singing the Now Soon Later, where he's playing the cello, and I honestly think that he went home and and it was just miming like this. I feel like he went home and figured out what the actual chords would have been. I've never seen someone so into it. And and every time he would sing a high note, he'd go, ah. I was obsessed with it.
Well, it sounds boring to me.
It was so
I agree.
boring.
I'm bored too.
And it was 3 hours long. At the beginning, they came out and apologized that they couldn't sing songs from Gypsy or West Side Story because the music is written by. And I'm like, oh no, I can't hear If Mama Was Married or A Boy Like That another time in my life. Anyway.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
We were on a break!
Have some remorse.
I think that I may be the voice of my generation.
I am someone who is looking for love.
Hey, it's Che Diaz.
Wow, wow.
You get to see Che Diaz's stand-up routine in a couple episodes.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
It's so good.
I've written up my letter of resignation, and I'm sending it in today.
No.
Anyway, Amanda's watching Lizard People.
I'm not watching Lizard People. All right, let's throw up the picture here. Okay, this is something. And I feel like it is still relevant to kind of things I've talked about before. Lizard People is this podcast. I discovered it in like 2016, I want to say, when I was liking I was listening to a lot more true crime stuff. And this is like all conspiracy theories, but it's comedy. It's like a lot of like UCB people and stuff. It's narrated by Caitlin Hemstead, and she'll have a guest on every week, and they come with a conspiracy theory, and then they try to convince her what their theory is. And then at the end, she tells them how much she does believe it and how much she wants to believe it. Hilarious podcast. I loved it. And I'm back to listening to it again. But I remembered that she's the reason I discovered Doughboys. She had a guest on in 2016, and he was like, yeah, I didn't over prepare for this. He's like, because I just went on Doughboys last week and I was so nervous and I way over prepared. And I was like, what is Doughboys? And then my whole life, the trajectory of my life changed after that. Anyway, Anyway, but I really recommend it. It's Lizard People. It's still so funny. And actually, there's a lot of crossover guests with Doughboys on here. And it's funny. It's not, if you're a Linda and you want to just listen to people just talk about the topic at hand, never say anything personal, never veer off into other tangents or jokes, you won't like this. But if you like just kind of people talking and being funny and like snarking on shit, definitely listen to Lizard People. It's been on forever and there's tons of good episodes. So there, I got that out of the way. Next, I'm just going to get really quickly over with, because there's nothing really funny to say about this, but I did watch Quiet on Set. Everyone's been talking about it. I feel like I was like, yeah, this is going to be boring. If nothing's really going to shock me. But it was shocking. Because I didn't have Nickelodeon growing up, so I've never seen any of these shows. They're all the same to me. Sam and Cat, iCarly, all of those. It's all just a Nick show that I just never had access to growing up. So when they were showing things like of the things that they'd make these like 12-year-olds do, like blasting white lotion onto like a 12-year-old Amanda Bynes face, or like the things they made Ariana Grande do. There's like this thing where she's like jacking off a potato. And have you seen like these clips? And then she's like on her bed and she's like, I'm thirsty. And then she like pours a bottle of water. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is in context, but it's completely insane.
I've heard more about it than I personally need or want to hear about it. I think it's fucking disgusting. Personally, I mean, like, if you guys know, I was a teacher for like 12 years. And there's a reason I care about children. Coming from a path, like, you have your life, things that happened in your life, and they cause you to feel a certain way. A lot of that stuff in that Quiet on Set hits a little too close to home feeling. I mean, I did drama camps. I did growing up as a kid. While it may not have been on television, it was still in a place where children are vulnerable. The whole thing makes me sick.
Well, and honestly, I'm gonna talk to you about this without saying any names or being too obvious, but even just in Phoenix, there's a theater
I was gonna say
that is now defunct. You know which one I'm talking about, right? But it's not that person.
Here's my thing, at least about that, is those were grown adults.
Barely though. Like a lot of the audition process was all the 18-year-old boys lined up taking their shirts off.
Trust me, I totally agree, and it's disgusting. And that's why I think those people make me sick even to this day. A lot of that connection to all of that is like, so that's why I didn't watch this. I don't even like, I'm like, I can't. Yeah. I'll say too, I know that people are wanting Sister Wives, like, to do the old episodes of Sister Wives. I'm still really on the fence about it. Personally, for right now, I think just because of that connection with the kids. I've also been seeing this shit about like the Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand shit. It makes me like literally angry to the point where I want to go hunt these people down. Like, where is this person? I want to go find them. So like watching that stuff, it's like, it's a lot, in my opinion. So
yeah, I haven't been watching Sister Wives since. I mean, I watched a shit ton of it after Garrison passed, like the week after that, just to get it out of my system. But now, like, it gives me such a different feeling. Don't worry, we'll still be covering it when it comes back. Because
I think one of the hard parts with that is in that it's displayed that way that Cody especially treats his children
and women,
and then what happened to one of his children,
Well,
which
it's
seems
impossible
like
to
it
not
was.
see the connection here. The dots. Connection.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
And so
just
for me,
that,
it's like I have a really I'm a very soft-hearted person. Even though I bitch and act like a total twat a
Yeah, I
lot
think
of
we're
the
both
time,
empathetic to a
I am
fault.
very soft-hearted. Like last night when I was even thinking about um this and then you talking about Quiet on Set, I was like sitting here crying to myself just thinking about it because it's like it's sad. I think that
Yeah.
those people should be buried under the prison. Kill all those people. Any person who does anything to a child, an animal, or an old person, kill them immediately. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And mind you,
Someone who can't
Amanda
fend for
told me to
themselves.
not cuss, and now I'm here saying to kill mass swaths of people. I don't mean
Yeah,
it
I
like
feel like you're
that.
gonna be
But
dinged for that one. But anyway,
sorry, guys, but I mean for real, like you're horrible. You are horrible. Those are they're like the weakest among us. You don't
Yeah.
go after the weakest
I
among
look
us. It's
back
just
and I
sick.
feel like I probably have a ton of repressed memories that I'm totally fine staying repressed. I would love to never have any of these things come out. But like I did so much community theater when I was like 10 going on. I'm sure I saw some weird stuff happening and I just didn't even realize it.
That's what
There
I'm
was some weird
saying.
stuff.
I grew up in going to Catholic church
Well,
classes.
Catholic too.
I
Yeah. So there's
know
all
weird
that on
shit
top
was
of it.
happening there. I did drama summer camp shit with it's just it
Mhm.
hits really close to home and it brings up something in my own past trauma that I don't want to it's not something I want to watch. It's
I
just
was
it's
in
not something
I
I
was in
want
a
to
theater camp in like when I was maybe 11 or 12, like just about to hit puberty. And I always and like I was so nervous and like I was so socially awkward as I still am. And I remember one of the camp counselors called me fat like while I was doing an improv on stage. Like from the audience. It was like think of a
girl.
character like
I've
I
lived
want
I've lived the
they
same
go
exact
go up on
experiences.
stage, have a character, and then do like a Q&A from the audience. And I was doing pretty well, and people were kind of laughing at what this weird character that I'd come up with. And then my camp counselor raised his hand and he goes, "So, what level of Jenny Craig are you?" And I was done. Like the whole rest of the I didn't participate in anything after that because I was so.
Who's this person?
I don't know,
their
some guy who was
motherfucking
probably
name.
like 17 years old.
Some piece of shit.
Yeah, I
Mary,
still remember that.
Mary, I completely agree. It says it's sad, but it gives us a platform to finally discuss these, bring them into the light. And I completely agree on that. And I think that doing this is important. I think for me, it's not something that I need to see. I've seen the clips on TikTok and I'm like, I don't need to watch 5 hours of this shit.
Yeah, like will you watch Don't Fuck with Cats? Because I don't even want to like see like a
What is
like,
that?
Don't Fuck with Cats. It's like this guy. Well, I guess it's a nice story, but it's like all these internet sleuths found this guy who was like posting YouTube videos of himself like murdering cats, and people are like, "You should watch it, Amanda." They don't show anything. I'm like, I don't even want to see what that cat looks like, though.
I don't even want to think about that possibly having happened.
Yeah, but anyway,
I see a video of a dog that like someone rescued that's been like underfed, and I know sobbing my eyes out. Jesus. All right. So great. I'm gonna switch gears here. My favorite thing that I have now been invested in, and I think I've mentioned to you before, I need to just know if is there anyone else out there that also watches Amber Lynn Reid? Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Amber Lynn Reid. She's been on YouTube for years now. Her like thing is that she is normally around in the 500. She weighs over 500 pounds. Okay.
Oh, okay. Then that's where I've heard the name before. You've told me about her.
And she's gay. So she has usually a partner. She had a whole time when she lived in Kentucky with her partner. And her whole thing was supposed to, and now I'm talking about having a nice heart, Krista, and I'm about to like eviscerate this poor girl. But her whole channel was supposed to be a weight loss channel. Right. And like over the time of her weight loss channel, she gained like 200 and some pounds throughout the process.
There was that kid, that like gamer or something that did that too. He like was like thin and then he started
Nikocado Avocado. I know exactly who you're talking about because she has done videos with him. Like, or she taught it's anyway, I wouldn't even say, I just want to know if anyone, please, God, someone has to have watched this. And that was the only reason I wanted to bring it up. But now I've been following this bitch and I can't stop. I've been watching her for 10 years. And it's like, you know, though, Amanda, speaking of people we've been watching for 10 years, I don't think you have, but I have. Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah. Okay, so this thing is eking along, but I enjoyed it. Like, I guess. Like,
I thought this week was better than previous weeks have been. I love Katie. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm gonna need Lala and Sheena to take several seats.
Yeah.
Several.
I really don't need them on the show.
Casey! Yes, she can't. So she does blow up on TikTok.
I've seen that. Yes,
because
okay,
she's like,
that is.
she's like, oh my God, I ordered an apple. My
What was that?
My Siri.
Oh, it sounded like some guy was talking to you through your window.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was really creepy. Anyway, yes, she has this whole thing where she's like, oh my God, I ordered a veggie wrap, but they brought me a turkey and bacon sandwich. They
brought me a Big Mac and large fries.
She's like, I asked for fruit and they gave me 2 bags of chips. Like, I didn't order these.
Okay. Is she doing it ironically now because it's a bit, or does she she thinks we're believing this shit?
There's literally people who've done now like retrospects of her where it's like hours of just clips of her lying and then later confirming that she was lying. It's this whole thing where she just tries to pretend that she's like, oh, she does like this is what I eat during the day. And people are like, there's no fucking way that you're like 600 pounds and you're eating that. And now I don't mean to be, see, I'm not a kind-hearted person, but this is a grown adult who has chosen to put their life on YouTube. So it's different, is what I would say.
What does that have to do with Vanderpump? How did we get into that?
I brought it back because someone commented and said that they kind of knew who Amber Lynn Reed was.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, Vanderpump Rules. I need Lala and Sheena to shut the fuck up. It's very clear that you're jealous. It's like seething out of you. I would just reel it in. You're looking bad. You're looking dumb.
and Sheena, you saying, I mean, I'm totally happy for her, of course. That doesn't like turn off the fact that you are seething with jealousy.
The fact that she even said something like, well, you know, I was really happy that she got Dancing with the Stars, but she knows that I've wanted that. She knows that I've wanted that. Yeah, Sheena, but does America want that? They didn't cast your ass for a reason. And I'm going to tell you, you probably wouldn't have made it to the finals either.
I honestly think Sheena thought that Ariana should have, if she was such a good friend, Ariana, when they called her to be on the show, would have said, yeah, I'd love to, but actually my friend Sheena really wants to do it. So I'm going to bow out so that you can have Sheena. I think that's what Sheena honestly thinks Ariana should have done.
Well, I think that they really are pulling out this thing that they should have given... Like they should have told them. Like they should have told Lala or Sheena, even just tell them. But it's very clear that those two can't keep a fucking secret. That shit would be in Page 6 the next day. I'm sorry, but Sheena would call the person whoever. Justine, she's not boring and miserable. The other ones are.
I think she's boring and miserable. I can't stand Ariana. I think she's a biatch.
Oh, I actually really like
mean
her.
Girl.
I actually really like her on these these episodes because she's unbothered. People want to act like she's so upset and worked up about it. But the people who seem really bothered are Lala and Sheena. They can't shut up. They're all over. They're on podcasts. They're on interviews. They're like, what do you think? Well, I just think she should have just told us. Like, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
She's got a little bit bothered because when Katie comes over, she's like, look at this. She presents, look at this huge mess left by the sexy pool party or whatever. And then then the assistant, most hilarious.
Now, why is an assistant cleaning up?
She's an assistant. That's part of her job.
That's not what assistants do.
I think you can make assistants do whatever they agree to do.
I saw a thing where someone was like, if your assistant is cleaning up your messes,
picking up dry cleaning,
being an intermediary between your picking up dry cleaning makes sense, but cleaning up your house, then you don't have enough business to have an assistant. You don't need an assistant if all they're doing is cleaning up after you during
just get a housekeeper. there. But
Come on, babes.
I love the assistant though, because at one point Katie and Ariana are in the living room and they're talking, and then they do the camera does kind of a wide shot, and just like in the frame you just see her going in and out with the vacuum. And she was raging on that vacuum. She was like, I gotta get this done. I love Tom. Just his flirting is really hilarious. He's just so like
hilarious.
I just think he's so funny when he flirts, because he doesn't have any game, but girls will sleep with him now because he's famous.
Here's what I noticed in that scene where he's in the pool with those two skinny 20-year-olds. Here's an idea. Maybe find someone who actually wants to listen to you. Those girls don't.
Well, also,
he was trying to be whatever. I hate him. He's
dropping pieces of information on them, like, I have a roommate. Guess who it is? It's my ex-girlfriend. And they're like, yeah, we know. We watched Vanderpump Rules. We're on it right now. We had to sign a release for this. And then my other favorite part is just when so Katie comes over and Tom's like he comes down to make a smoothie because he's working out. And Ariana leaves and Katie's just in the kitchen, and she's the definition of unbothered. And Tom comes in and he's like, hi Katie, how's it going? You look great. And Katie's like, thanks. Yeah, we're just about to like do a little game night. And then he's like, I just want to say I'm just really sorry about everything, how I handled your divorce. And then she's like, okay, well, fine, but I don't really accept your apology. And he's being so nice and like, and then she goes, I just think it's really unfathomable what you did. And immediately he switches. That's what he does. He's so nice until somebody mildly calls him out. And then he goes, oh, unfathomable? That's what you think it is, unfathomable? He's immediately pissed off.
That I think that's my number one issue of why it's annoying to watch every single week, because he refuses to just take accountability and then stop. He can take accountability, but then will always throw someone else under the bus. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I cheated, but so did you. So did you. So did you. And I agree, sweetheart. Trust me, I agree on that. But maybe at this moment, you could reflect a little bit and make it just about the things you did and stop bringing others into it, because it's different. It is different. Admitting you got caught doing something is not the same as taking actual accountability. But I mean, whatever. But he says that every time somebody says take accountability, he's like, I am. So anyway, he's exhausting.
So that episode of VPR ends with Jax coming in, coked out of his mind.
I don't care, but Jax ate Tom Sandoval up. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, he came in ready. Tom's expressions whenever Jack would say something, Tom's like, he's so bad.
I say bring Jax back just so he can fucking eat up Tom Sandoval all the time. Because he literally was like, you're a fucking loser, dude. You're a loser. And I was just like, oh, I love this. This is so good. I mean, trust me, Jax is the biggest fucking loser in the goddamn world.
Oh, for sure he is.
But he was lucky enough to get his own TV show, The Valley. Now, I did watch this. Amanda,
I watched it last night.
Did you like it?
I hated it. So I was like, I was shooketh that I was like, how did John watch this same thing that I am watching? And was like, this looks good. It's just them having babies and then talking about having babies and then getting pregnant and having babies.
Okay, I didn't say it was good.
I think you did.
I think
you and Justine both think it's good.
I kind of think my expectations were like so low that I thought this would be terrible. But there is a gay with a really weird wig situation. One of the side people. Okay. One of the people who aren't in the couples.
All the men read as gay.
And then I liked how this was like giving me drama. It was going to build to drama. I think I'm going to stick it through on The Valley. And maybe I like it because it's like more relatable to me than Vanderpump Rules. Even though these people are married and have children, somehow that feels more relatable than Vanderpump Rules. Maybe because they're not all famous yet or something. Like they just seem more genuine still at this point. I don't know.
I like Kristen Doute's on it. And I thought last night she walked into a scene at one point and I thought she was she looks like that girl. Do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? She looks like the girl with the dead tooth.
Which one is that?
Who is Glenn Howerton on that show? What's his name?
Oh,
Mac?
No, Dennis.
He's like Dennis's high school girlfriend, and then they get married for like 3 episodes, and he immediately is like grossed out by her, and then they divorce. She has a dead tooth. Anyway.
Yes, friends, there is one whole gay.
Gay? That's gonna take. I have a good note about that about Grey's Anatomy because I had like a.
Okay, so Amanda didn't love The Valley. I will probably still watch it because
I won't be, but and you can give
Jax
it
is
recaps every week.
trashy. I'm not going to. I don't want to give recaps every week. I don't want to get that.
There's a good episode.
It's something I can throw on in the background. Like it's very like tolerable. How about that?
Okay.
Now let's get into Grey's.
Okay, so Grey's Anatomy. There's a couple things that I just took note of things that I forgot to say last week because I was flustered last week. So one of the cliffhangers between season 19 and 20 is that the chief is handed a drink at a cocktail hour or something, and he's stressed out and he like looks down at this drink because he's like 30 years sober, and that's like the cliffhanger. So then straight up into like season 20, episode 1, 10 minutes in, he's like, Amelia, I almost had a drink. I didn't, but I think we should go to a meeting. End of storyline.
Okay, so that was the resolution of the cliffhanger?
We didn't even see him like toiling with it or like taking a sip. He just told Amelia 10 minutes into the next. Oh yeah, I forgot we.
Well, you know what? That was kind of reminiscent of them saying, like, implying that Miranda is an alcoholic, and just like that because she went to a bar at 11.
At 10:45, I was like, okay, it's not 6 a.m.
She was on the way to class. Come on.
And the bartender was a dick too. He's like,
we're not open yet. We don't start serving till 11.
He seems
like there's
judgmental.
Bars open here at 6 a.m. that have their regulars at them. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
But this isn't New York City.
Okay, so Meredith is curing Alzheimer's. She's figured out, I feel like this is almost a dangerous storyline to do on Grey's because, like, is she going to cure this now? But in the real world, there is no cure for Alzheimer's. Okay.
I actually thought she wasn't on anymore.
No, she's fully back. Oh. So I don't know what all that hubbub was. People are saying that they're going to make this the last season, but people say that about Sister Wives all the time. And I don't think people understand that no one cares about the quality of any of these shows. They just want money. And as long as people keep tuning in, this show is going to be on as longer than Saturday Night Live. If people keep watching it.
I feel like it's probably not that expensive to film either because
it's one set.
It's like in the hospital. They all wear ugly scrubs.
Right.
It's like Yawnsville. I mean, no. Continue.
Okay, so there's that. So Meredith's back. I hate Joe. So this is character Joe, who I didn't really like hate that much at the beginning, but like there's something about this actress where she's very pretty, as everyone is, because that when you go to any hospital in general, every single person there is a hottie.
Yeah.
But she's gorgeous. But her acting, well, I think she gets away with people thinking she's a good actress because she's like from New Zealand or something, or she's British. So she's doing an American accent. So I think she's getting away with a lot just by being like.
Here's an idea. Why do we need to cast so many Australian and New Zealand and everything else as Americans? Come on.
Just let them be from wherever they're from.
What's the point?
Yeah. Anyway, she does her acting with just she's always posing. Like you can tell that she's not really thinking more about her lines, but more, my face looks pretty well, dude.
Well, that's actually my acting technique back in the day was how do I look while I'm speaking? Oh, trust me. That's
I never care about that. I never think I'm going to look good. So I'm like, I'm just going to, as long as I sound good, maybe people will forget what I look like. Okay, Justine says because they're better looking than Americans.
Did you have more about Grey's?
Yeah, I have a bunch. So
okay.
Chill out.
Jeez, all right.
Another thing, at the end of first of all, Simone, there's all these brand new characters. There's this ethnically ambiguous dude who's kind of related to Amelia, and he's keeping it a secret that he's related to one of the doctors. He broke up Simone's wedding, which is the exact same storyline as I always want to call him Cheyenne Jackson. Jesse Williams, he breaks up someone's wedding like at the altar. So they're just redoing an entire storyline. As really quick a side note here, we were doing that episode of Dinosaurs yesterday, and I made this. Look at this.
I see.
Bam! I mean, that's good, right?
Pardon me. Yeah, it really is actually. He is so fucking fine though. And his dick.
He's the most
and
attractive
just I would just good God, I would just the life would be drained from him if he were in my presence. Sorry about it.
I mean, mean, basically what I'm saying is now I'm kind of sexually attracted to Spike the dinosaur.
Okay.
Like I was watching, I'm like, why am I kind of into this guy? And then it like hit me. Anyway, he looks like Spike.
So that's your TikTok moment of this week. Because have you seen the TikToks where it's like, tell me your biggest hear me out or whatever. And then it's like a scrolling thing. And yours is Spike the dinosaur.
Maybe I'll put it on there. Okay. My other thing that I just kind of realized today is that every single, maybe not Meredith, but every single female character in the show is at least bisexual. Like you'll find out that like they dated someone in like college. Like everyone is bi. Zero gay characters on the show, like men, except for Schmidt, who was straight, but then he sleeps with a guy and then realizes that he's gay. There are no bi men. There were no gay.
That's a product of the patriarchy. I just gotta say.
But that's crazy because Shonda Rhimes, right? Yeah, I don't know why
she's still a product of the patriarchy. Sorry.
I guess, but she's so good about like inclusion of like everything else.
I wonder why they wouldn't have more gay guys. Come on.
Because she loves the gays and the gays love her. So I wonder what that is. I wonder why that's the line when some of the stuff that I see on that show is like haunting. And that's pretty much. Oh, then one of the only storyline that was of like interest last week is all the interns are there and they're like trying to like keep this person's heart going. And then they call it and they're like, no, there's no reason anymore to do it. And then this new intern, Quan, who's kind of like a Jim Carrey, like, but Asian. He's just kind of like zany and tall and like kind of a dick, but you kind of love him.
Isn't he hot? Or is he hot?
Of course, if they're in grays, they're all hot. Okay. So he's like, well, do you mind if I like just like kind of like mess with it a little bit, just like for training purposes? So they're like, yeah, go ahead, good initiative. So he starts like massaging the heart and then like the thing kicks back in and he like saved this life. And that kind of terrified me because I'm like, so in general, like, how do I know if I go into a surgery, they just give up way too early and I could have been saved if someone just tried one more time? So now this is a new fear I have.
Okay, I would suggest going to a therapist because they'll call that's anxiety.
Oh, I've never meditated on mild anxiety. Anyway, that's my Grays section. It's really bad, but people are watching it. Oops. This thing is not getting canceled anytime soon.
One thing I did want to say before we move on is what I am watching. Something that is an epidemic is the veneer situation.
Oh yeah, I saw this
in this world.
I labeled it teeth.
Someone who really shook me to my fucking core. First of all, I don't like the way my teeth look. Trust me, I would get fake teeth till whenever. I hate the idea that they drill off the outside of your tooth and leave a nub and then put a fake one over it, etc. And I also think that your teeth give you character. I say that as someone who doesn't love my teeth.
Anyway, I love one janky tooth. Like, I just love one tooth with a little character.
Well, like, you need a little bit of that. Now, someone forgot to tell that to Jenny McCarthy. And
wow, I was shocked when I saw this when you uploaded it.
I am not a hater of, I think she's a beautiful woman. But
sure. She was in Basketball, one of my favorite movies.
I wish I could zoom in better here.
We can see it.
She looks as though she has full dentures, full sets of dentures with no space in between them. I don't understand what's happening here. She's gorgeous.
And they're really like put together. It seems like if she opened her mouth, they would just fall out. Like those vampire teeth you get for Halloween.
They do. Like if she lifted her mouth, it would just like fall off the top.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't look like they're in very good.
And now what I've heard lately is there's like veneers get really stinky. Or like having a higher chance of getting stinky. Like that, I guess probably because you can't get in between them as much.
Yeah.
Like that they get stinky. Like people have veneer mouth now is what they're saying. Like
this looks like that it looks like a grill almost. It looks like her teeth are there and it's just a grill she's putting on top.
I thought for a second, I was like, okay, does this lady have does she have like an Invisalign in or something? It literally looked like, oh my God, they do look like those wind up teeth toys. And I'm not judging her looks.
Yes!
I'm nothing. It's just like natural teeth are okay. And where I've really been seeing this is when you watch back old movies from like even the 80s, 90s, anything. Their teeth, I'm sure that plenty of them had dental work. They had natural-ish looking teeth. They just looked like a normal person. And now this is going to be a great lead-in to... Where's my little thing here?
Why was that under What Are We Watching?
Because that was on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, okay. Good.
That's
All
the only reason I put it there. But this is a great lead-in to... Time for John's Movie Corner.
All of my
The near situation and the general idea that people look out of place in certain time periods was very present in my movie watching experience last night when I went to see Immaculate.
I thought this was Saoirse Ronan until I looked closer.
I wish it was
I love Saoirse Ronan.
I wish. She can actually act. I'm using this as a petition. Take Sydney Sweeney out of movies. She cannot act. I'm sorry.
Like her. She's really good in Euphoria and in White Lotus, Joan.
Two minor examples here. There is a part, spoiler alert, she plays a nun.
No spoilers. Justine just said no spoilers, please.
Okay, this isn't really a spoiler. A nun jumps off the top of a building, okay?
As they do.
Sydney Sweeney watches the entire thing happen, falling off the building. She runs to it. This is her facial expression the whole time.
Okay. Is that part of her character that she's like?
No, that's general acting nowadays is like no expression, nothing. Here is what ended up happening for me in this movie. Now, again, I worship women and I love the female form, but first of all, I went last night. There were more people there than I would have preferred. And there was a person in an annoying spot near me. So I was annoyed by that. But they are playing nuns, okay? And if you read the title, it's called Immaculate. You can kind of put two and two together what you think might happen. She's a nun and the title's Immaculate. I would say 90% of this movie, she is in a gauzy nightgown. No bra or anything, of course. And now this bitch has, trust me, she has great, amazing, humongous
some of the best boobs in the business. Wait, is this a horror movie?
It's a horror movie.
It looks like a horror movie. Like, I feel like anything like religious kind of reads as this is probably a horror movie.
Well, she spends now, trust me, I love boobs. I think they're great. I think they're wonderful. But Miss Mama has a gauzy nightgown on 90% of this movie, okay?
Yeah, that's annoying.
And she's playing a nun, okay? And now here is where I am all loose about sex and everything, and I'm not even a religious person either, but part of being a nun is like not being sexual, right? So they had literal scenes where all the nuns are in these bathtubs cleaning each other in these gauzy nightgowns. There's another scene where Sydney Sweeney is laying back in the bathtub thing in her gauzy nightgown, soaked wet, nipples, titties just all over there. This is when I decided that I had enough, and I decided I left. I left this movie.
It has 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I just really wanted to say really quickly, I mean, have you seen the movie Doubt? Because there is a scene in there where Meryl Streep is like bathing Amy Adams, and Amy's like nude.
Fine.
I'm just kidding. I love that you just went along with me there.
And because in Doubt, I don't know, that kind of would make this for me was like, yes, I did leave. I had to leave because what was happening was Sydney Sweeney was holding a candlestick. Okay, first of all, they had multiple scenes where they zoomed in on her face and you could see her contact lenses, which kind of took me out of the fact that she's in 1600s or wherever the fuck this is. They never tell you what time period it is, but it's obviously an old time period.
Yeah, I guess the nun look is pretty just time.
You could have told me this was in 1700 and I would have believed you, except
Or
that Sydney
2020.
Sweeney had a vocal fry and delivered every line like, oh my God, I'm here from Michigan. And I'm like, here. She didn't say like, but what I was saying is this bitch does not belong in this type of movie. And when I ended up leaving was when I realized that they had spent hours figuring out how they wanted to light her hard nipples as she walked down the goddamn fucking hallway.
Well,
She's holding a candlestick like this, walking down the hallway, braless, which I get. She is wearing the gauzy nightgown that are completely see-through. Anyway, and then she has the candlestick here that is gently lighting her hard nipples to like cast shadow on.
Oh.
And I get if someone wants to see it. The idea behind the movie was okay, but I realized that it was made by a man and it made me want to throw myself off a building.
Well, why would that surprise you? I wouldn't even look that up because a female director would never do that.
I knew it. And that's what made me angry. And I think it's because they are nuns. It is called chiaroscuro.
What is?
It's like something with art. That's like the way that they like the light and shadows, right?
Okay, gotcha.
That is so funny.
Ooh, big word.
That is really funny. I just was like, I get it that she's braless. I get it she's beautiful, and I get it, but you're a nun. She's a nun. Did we need to put her in a gauzy nightgown for 90% of the fucking movie?
Well, it has 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Fine. And you know what?
Crazy.
That's because there were pervy ass men there. There were multiple men there that were just by themselves. And I'm like, what are you thinking?
And then they go home and they're like, I'm going to put this on Rotten Tomatoes so maybe Sydney will see it.
They're like, let me see them big titties, which they're beautiful. Again, she looks hot. If I was around her, I would stare at her. But
yeah,
she didn't fit in this movie, and they need to not have highlighted nips for a midnight snack. Thank you. I agree, Amy. It was disgusting. Now, I will say, though, this is we are still in John's movie corner. This is my movie recommendation of the week. This was not very good, but it was all right. It was a Tubi original movie.
Okay, can I guess who this is?
Yes.
So Trinity. Oh, I referenced Trinity.
Okay,
earlier.
Trinity the Tug, yes.
Catty Corner is shoot.
It looks like peppermint, but it's not.
No, I didn't think it was peppermint. Isn't it Kennedy Davenport?
It's not someone you know. No. Kennedy's not that
okay.
pretty,
Below is the one with the
Heidi and Closet.
Heidi and Closet. Okay, then I don't know the top. I don't know.
And then the top is Crystal Method. She was in season like 12, maybe.
Why do I know that?
She was in the season with Jada Essence Hall and Gigi Good.
And that guy we know.
Oh, what? Oh yeah. Actually, you're right.
He was like the villain of the season,
and he got like kicked. Yeah, he kind of flopped. And the sad thing is, like, I wanted him to do well. Like, I was telling people that I knew that guy before the season started, and then once it started, I stopped telling people.
And Brad did a couple shows with that guy.
Anyway,
and then wasn't that the season where that one got kicked was supposed to win, and then all that shit came out? Yes,
because she had asked people to send. She told people that she was like a model scout, and she wanted like steroided guys to send her naked photos.
This is very quiet on set, yeah. And then she'd have them send her videos of them masturbating.
This up in the corner with the yellow hair, her name's Caramel, and she was actually on RuPaul's Drag Race UK. She wasn't on. She was the best actress of these four, though. By far. What the story of this is, basically these four drag queens, they have like scheduled a show at a random place. They think it's called the Royal Tuck or something, but it's called the Royal Buck. They show up and it ends up being like this straight bar in the middle of the sticks. There's like all these homophobic people, but these two random people from the town are like queer, and they're like, oh my God, I saw that you guys were going to be here. I was so excited. So they end up staying. It's like a Tu Wong Fu.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Meets From Dusk Till Dawn, because what ends up happening is there are vampires show up.
Oh, okay.
And so they're fighting the vampires. Now, again, I'm not going to say this was a masterpiece, but for being a Tubi original, which Tubi is like a free app here. So you can
Yeah,
go
no,
on
yeah.
and watch this movie for free. I totally recommend it. It also, and I also like to support when a company is willing to make a movie that has gay people,
Yeah.
transgender people, people of color. Like we should be supporting these movies, even if it's not that amazing, because I want
Have
to
you
see more.
seen The Happiest Season? Because I really loved that movie.
Yes, I did.
I loved
with,
it.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I
And
thought it was pretty good.
the chick who was in San Junipero, Black Mirror.
She reminds me a lot of Allison Williams, but she's not. Allison
But she's like
Williams.
a better actress.
Oh, way better. That's why she doesn't actually remind me
We're
of her.
doing girls this week, baby. Don't worry, I'm leading it. You get to lead
Guys,
it just like
please,
that.
please watch Slay. It also sent me down on a rabbit hole of just watching other gay movies because I don't know. I'll watch a gay movie even if it's terrible.
Did you like the Bowen
Dix the musical?
No, the island,
Oh.
Fire Island.
I did.
Yeah, that was good.
And again, that's another one where I'm like, okay, Hulu is willing to make a mainstream gay movie. I'm watching this shit no matter what.
Yeah, Booster.
So please watch Slay. I would like to end my movie corner with, I had an idea here. If you would like to hear my reaction to a movie, please send me in your movie requests. And I would love to do a feature each week where I watch a viewer's request of a movie and give my thoughts. So I know this
you really
might be
want
opening
that? It's
a
gonna get
floodgate
overwhelmed.
here.
Yeah, it is.
But it's one a week, and a movie to me is a lot easier to watch than like episodes of Sister Wives. No offense.
You're
putting
doing your
on
own
a
little
movie,
TRP.
I love it.
Okay, cool. I like
So
that.
if you guys have any ideas for movies you'd like me to see, let me know.
All right, well, let's move on to TikTok. You don't stop.
TikTok, you don't stop.
What do you got this week? John, do you like Bros? Justine wants to know.
Rose,
Is that with Billy Eichner?
I wanted to like it,
Yeah, I've heard it's like nothing.
but I don't like.
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Justine wants you to watch Terrifier. It's her favorite movie.
Okay,
Like
Justine, I've watched Terrifier.
Oh God, here we go.
And
This is about to get bad.
no, I'm not gonna. It is.
She.
I love horror movies, but it's a little too graphic and too real for me. Where I don't mind people's heads blowing up and people like dying and stuff. I think that's kind of funny.
Oh yeah,
when I see a horror movie. But Terrifier, I think it's scary. I never watched the second one because I heard that there were scary long scenes in it. And I was like, I can't.
Scene just out of curiosity. And it's just torture. I don't like watching people be tortured.
I'll rewind to that movie Immaculate, okay, for 1 second before I move on here. That had so many traditional, like, scary tropes that it was really annoying. Because it would just be like, ooh, I'm looking out a window, and now a bird flew into the window, and it's like, and then I literally was like, a few of them.
Or someone has their medicine cabinet,
and then they close it, and someone. It had every one of those. They're hanging sheets, and they think they see someone, and then they don't. But the very opening scene of it was genuinely scary because it was a girl being like buried alive.
Oh,
and they just left the camera on her in the coffin being buried alive, and it just went on and on and on. And now I closed my eyes at one point because I was like, I can't watch this part anymore. But that was scary. That was genuinely scary because it was like, holy crap.
I think me and Brad went to Saw 2 together, and I remember that I stared at my Diet Coke on the ground the entire movie.
I can't get into the Saw movies. I think that there crosses a line where, like, I don't love to just watch people being senselessly tortured.
Yeah, I don't like torture stuff.
But I don't mind if, like, someone's driving down the road and a cable comes out and slices their body in half.
Totally.
And then,
unless it's eyes. I don't like eye stuff. But or face and head.
Well, there was some of that in this movie, like poking eyeballs out.
My plan for this week is to watch Tick Tick Boom again.
You haven't watched it. Oh,
I haven't watched it with my dad like a couple years ago, but I think I was like drunk. I mean, we both got like wasted. It was actually a really good. Yeah, but I think I wanted, because there's that whole Sunday sequence in there, and that Sondheim thing was so bad that I'm like, I need to see some good content. Okay, what else?
On TikTok. Okay, so J.Lo, y'all. I've been teetering of, should I watch this J.Lo movie, This Is Me Now. She has her long form music video basically that all these people didn't want to be in and think are shitty. And then now, and she also has a documentary that goes along with
An
it.
accompanying doc, yes. I've seen
Well-
that clip. Like I knew that clip, and that told me everything I needed to know about everything.
The one that's really popping off is her being like, "This is how I used to do
Yeah.
my hair when I was running down the block."
Yeah.
Wild
crazy
and free.
kid, not a care in the world.
No cares in the world. And then
Just
literally
pulling
though,
out the
people
balls.
are eating her alive on
Oh, I
TikTok,
know.
being
Like,
like,
you're not relatable.
girl, you weren't from the block. We know you went to a private Catholic school. And then they
And you
show
were a
her
bitch to
photo.
all of us.
She had super short hair, which is
Like Halle
undoable.
Berry.
There's a part which I really like this week that I saw that I hadn't seen. It's from the documentary where Jane Fonda, I will give my opinions on Hereditary. I like
I will too.
Hereditary.
I love her. I think Toni Collette should have got nominated for an Oscar for that.
I think she should have won. Toni Collette is long due. She's amazing.
Toni
in
Collette
that
and
movie.
Catherine Hahn.
Amazing in that movie. Okay, Jane Fonda, she gets her to be in her movie.
In
And
this J.Lo movie?
in the J.Lo thing, right?
Okay, so you've seen the documentary, you've seen the full.
No. I've seen clips
Okay.
on
I'm still
TikTok.
noticing.
This is my TikTok section. This is a clip. These are clips from TikTok. Jane Fonda is J.Lo's like trying to explain what she's doing, and Jane Fonda flat out is like, you're just, I feel like you're trying to make this like, the greatest love story ever told, but it just feels like it's kind of all about you. It's not really about. And J.Lo's like, yeah, nobody seems to get it. Nobody understands what I want. And Jane Fonda's like,
So misunderstood J.Lo.
And then there's a line like later where she's like, I guess Jane Fonda is playing Aquarius or something. She's playing one of the horoscopes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And she makes a comment to Pisces where she's like, oh, Pisces, you're so thirsty. I didn't think you'd be so thirsty. Okay.
Okay.
Jane Fonda doesn't understand what that means because she doesn't understand what the phrase thirsty means. And
Right.
from behind the camera, J.Lo is sitting there because J.Lo directed all this too, right?
Okay.
So Jane Fonda's like, Pisces, I don't even know why you're so thirsty. And J.Lo's like, oh my God, it's just so good. I'm so good. And Jane Fonda's like, I don't even understand. I don't get this. And J.Lo's like, it means like, like thirsty means like when like when people are posting like them in their bathing suit, them like all over their Instagram, like, they want a bunch of attention. And Jane Fonda's like, oh, like you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me. This was the movie
Okay.
with written dialogue, or this was the documentary?
This was the documentary.
Gotcha. Okay.
Watching
that sounded
Jane
like a
Fonda
transcript.
be filmed by J.Lo, and Jane Fonda's line is that Pisces is so thirsty. J.Lo has to explain to her what thirsty means, and then Jane Fonda's like, oh, like you. Like saying J.Lo is thirsty, which
I got it. All right. There's too much
There
happening.
you go.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'm sorry, y'all, but I can't get into watching those, so I won't. Another bitch who's been really popping off. Oh my God, my front door just opened. That scared the shit.
Do you want to go close it?
It's fine. It's because it's windy. I have a screen. It
Your
just
cat
blew
can-
open.
Oh.
No. She will not try and get out either.
Oh, really? My
doesn't.
cats, the second that screen door opens, they're like, what's up?
Oh, no. Butch is like, no, she stays inside. This bitch, Jojo Siwa.
I like Jojo Siwa. I don't know what's going on.
You
with
are
her.
kidding.
Yeah, I like her. She seems cool. I feel like I have
She
crush
has
on
a
her.
new, her new thing right now is that she's rebranding herself, okay, as like
okay, well,
hard.
Probably for the best.
She's like
You wanted her
rebranding
to
as
stay with-
hardcore.
You wanted her like 35 years old wearing bows in her hair?
No, but this is her rebrand, Amanda. This
Okay.
photo right now is the rebrand.
All right, but what's different about this than okay? Well, I feel like I'm
Good
gonna get
question.
for this.
Good question. That's what I'm asking. This is the rebrand.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
more
the
edgy.
rebrand.
It's like the Miley version. This is very Miley trajectory, right?
Stitch and bitch, thank you. This rebrand is crazy. I agree. I don't dislike JoJo. I do dislike JoJo Siwa because she's annoying. But there's all these videos of her doing the choreography. There's like this TikTok going around where it's like when everyone else has left the studio, I'm still here practicing 2 hours later. And it's her doing this terrible like choreography.
Okay.
And she has a new song out that is what's that called? Auto-tuned. Like to an
Yeah, she can't sing very
unrecognizable.
well. She was on The Masked Singer for an episode. She got kicked off first.
One episode?
She got kicked off first. Yeah.
Tom
Oh
Sandoval
no,
made
she
it
didn't.
longer than that.
No, I think she made it. She made it a couple. She was actually I'm wrong. She was good. She had a lot of energy, but the voice wasn't great.
Now,
And then they were guessing like Beyonce for her.
tell me, Amanda, are you a Costco guy?
Okay, I know what this reference is, but I don't know what this picture is. But I've
Okay.
seen like TikToks with this kid.
I have gotten myself so far down a Costco guy's rabbit hole that it's now I'm only seeing parodies of the Costco guys.
Okay.
Where it's like
Yeah.
they'll put the Costco guys in like a backrooms situation. Do you know what the backrooms are?
No, I need to get
It's
back
like
on.
it's this whole like thing where it's like these abandoned spaces and they look scary and stuff. And in your dreams, you go to these back rooms. Anyway, they show the Costco guys. Their whole thing is like, we're Costco guys. Of course we eat a chicken bake while we walk through the store.
Are these two related, or is that what?
That's
that
a father
is
and
it?
son. That's a father
Okay,
and
so
son.
I've seen the little boy, but then it always switches to a duet before it gets to
Oh,
the dad.
because this is the dad. He's like, we're Costco guys. We got to try the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Oh my gosh! All right.
They're everything. And then they did a whole thing where they tried all the food at Costco and they
this is
rated it a
recurring
boom.
thing.
Well,
Okay.
I think they had this clip that you don't want to
We're,
show.
like, fighting over this.
This clip. And then from that, they're like, oh, well, now we got to capitalize on it. So let's go try all the food at Costco. They do a thing where they do booms or dooms and they give them all booms.
Okay.
They're
Have
like,
you seen those Costco videos where people will go up to like men with their wives and on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love going to Costco with your wife?
I have seen that.
It's so funny.
Yeah, but people are eating those people alive now too. And they're like, if you can't even go to fucking Costco with your wife, maybe don't be married.
I don't want to go to. I mean, I like going to Costco with my mom. But
I love
Costco.
Costco.
Sure, but like, I can see why they don't want to. They always look like they're just like on the verge of death. Except for the old guys, like the 60-year-old men, will be like, "I love going to Costco with my wife." So it's always the younger ones that are like, "I hate it."
One of my favorite ones that's similar to that is this guy will go, and now I can't tell sometimes if it's like if this is technically like gay panic or whatever, but he'll go up to like men and he'll be like, oh, who's that cutie with the blue eyes or whatever? And it'll be like the guy. And he's like, he's talking to some random man at a store. He'll like go up with this thing and he's like, oh, I was just wondering where I could get a cute man like you, stuff like that. And just seeing the guys' reactions. Cause they'll be like, oh, they're like, do I know you? Like their reactions so many times are like, who are you? And it's just some guy like being nice, technically.
Yeah, me and Jody both hate the TikToks of like girls driving in a car and they're filming something, like they're at a stoplight and they yell at some bitch who is walking on the street and they're like, "Hey, you're under arrest for looking so beautiful today." And the person's reaction is always like, "Oh my God, thank you." I would never recover the rest of the whole day if someone did that. If somebody's like, "Damn, you look so good today," I'd be like, "They were making
some of
fun
it
of
is
me."
condescending. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like some of it doesn't seem like that.
And you're wearing like a tracksuit and your hair looks like shit. You don't have makeup on. I don't want, even if someone's being nice, I don't have any interest in you looking at me. I want to assume no one can see me. Really.
See, so I'm used to just jarring. Walking down the street and having people drive by and call me a faggot more
that
than anything.
That doesn't happen now. Like still, well, I guess you live in Phoenix.
It does.
You live in downtown Phoenix.
If I lived in Canada, it'd probably happen. Come on.
I don't think it would, Joan.
All right.
Canada's pretty gay.
Can we do a quick little tour through Browntown, I guess?
Yeah. God, I haven't played this in a while. Yeah, we're gonna figure out what we're doing with Browntown because now I feel like John doing Sister Wives recaps. It's just not really the energy of our podcast.
For me,
yeah, but it's
at this moment, I'm maybe in a few months, I don't know. Or let's figure out another show that we both.
Right. No, I think we're fine. I think we've developed our own little thing here. But if there is ever Sister Wives news, we will put Browntown here. And I haven't changed this up, so sorry that I'm disrespecting Robin, but.
When are you going to grow up and accept some responsibility?
Now, people think that you're disrespecting Robin.
Well, I mean, I do have her squatting over and with a loud, juicy fart, so.
I think that she asks for it.
Yeah.
See, that's where I don't have as much of an issue with grown adults
Yeah.
choosing to be a part of things because, like, come on.
No, agreed.
Anyway.
I gave her a couple of weeks of grace, and now I'm back to fucking hating her and Cody. But I think I guess we won't make as much fun of the kids. Me and Jody, we promise, are coming back as soon as.
If she kicked a dog.
Yeah, she yeeted it.
If I meet Robin, I'm kicking her.
Yeah, I sent her a message telling her that I hope someone kicks her off a cliff. Personal message.
Did you get blocked or anything?
I don't think she read it.
You think she gets that? Her mailbox is that inundated with like fan mail that she wouldn't see that?
I think she's in it. I think it's 100% hate mail. I'm sure she got 25 messages that same hour because it was like the day after that was discovered that she does this. No, you should. Their Instagram, I guarantee you right now, they each have 50 new posts, like new comments that were posted in the past couple hours. It's just a constant. And they
good stuff?
No, they both haven't posted since like 2019 or something. And people just go to the most recent post that they turned on, that they have comments turned on for. And it's just constant. And it's new. You can tell what people just started watching the show, and they'll be like, Robin, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you seem kind of manipulative. Like, you need to catch up. All right. Let's see what's happening here. So some good stuff did happen this week on March 23rd. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you?
You are, actually.
Actually, yeah, we were talking about family.
We're at an hour and a half, babes. This is,
okay.
I do turn off at 90 minutes. My brain starts. Thanks, Krista.
Okay. So on March 23rd, my B-Day was this animal rescue that everyone donated money to in Garrison's name. They had their like 7-year anniversary. They had some food, they had some speeches, and they dedicated the cat room to Garrison and Jean, boots on the ground. Jean, she traveled up to Flagstaff. She went to Fat Olives, which me and Jody got her gift certificate for Christmas for being our boots on the ground correspondent. She drove up there with her husband. And then they went to this event, which I love. And here's just some pictures. So she went to the animal shelter. She said it was so busy, like all the people couldn't even like fit in one room. So like that's nice, a nice little bump for this shelter. And it turns out they raised in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they raised $25,000.
Wow.
And so for next month, I think they're making all the cat adoptions are free. Like all the
I love that. I think that is one of the like when they do that here at the rescues, and they'll have like all waived adoptions because someone supported it. Oh my God. That would be what I would want to do, like with all my money, is like allow people who
That's
want
where all
that
my money will go when I die, if I have that money. I'm curious why they still have IG. I think that they monetize off of it. I think they get a kind of a little bit constant income on, but Cody's not even verified. So I don't know. He's just a narcissist, I guess. But yeah, so that's what's happening. Jean took a picture of one of the dogs at the shelter. His name is Cody, sweet boy who loves food, dogs and people. $0 adoption special. They can't give Cody away. Spelled a different way, though, and I'm sure this dog has a way better personality. Also, here's a picture of the cat room, I think. Oh, no, here's a puppy room. Yeah, puppies! Oh my God, I love them! Okay, so there's some puppies. These look like husky mixes, maybe shepherds, Australian shepherds. Here's the plaque. You just yawned again.
No, I didn't.
Oh, really? When I took the picture away, I thought you were taking your hand away from me.
No, I was pushing my glasses.
Oh, okay. Here, this is the plaque. Isn't this beautiful? And Jean noticed, I wouldn't have noticed this, but he's holding 2 cats in his arms here. But then they photoshopped his new cat that he got 4 days before passing, Miss Buttons. They photoshopped her into the little table right there, which I think is really, I think that's lovely because I think he would have wanted all 3 of his cats.
Yeah, this yeah.
Are you like getting choked up?
Yeah, I am.
Isn't
that's
that,
like
lovely?
yeah.
I just think it's.
I'm a hardcore animal person though, so like.
Oh, me too. I think anyone who hurts an animal should be offed. Truly.
Agreed. You are demented in the head. You are demented if you do that. That's really beautiful. That is such to have like your legacy live on in that way is beautiful. It really is.
Positivity, non-political, just I love animals.
Yeah, and I'm sure that like he would be happy about that too.
God, every time I just see his face, I really do get a little bit choked up. He's just a really sweet kid. Okay. And he would razz on Cody. He would stand up to Cody a lot, which is why Cody cut him off in the last couple of years of his life. Not to blame him or anything. Also, Jean drove around Flagstaff. She only took pictures of things that would be like, like no pictures.
I love Flagstaff.
I love Flagstaff too. I've done a few gigs up there. It's pretty bougie.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty nice.
But okay, so here's the production house. This is where the production lives. And I think this is where the interview.
Whoa.
Yes. Also, so they went out to Coyote Pass, which is Cody and Robin's property, but they did what? What are you laughing at?
That she went out to Coyote Pass.
Oh no, everyone goes. It's open. You can just drive in there. And so we got a picture of the pond. It's not a pond, but the pond, aka sewage drain ditch, is filled with some sewage. So it's lit. Sewage pond is lit.
Okay, so is it getting, or does that mean that something's going to happen? Or
no, there's just a pond. Cody's obsessed with this pond. He's like, all the family's going to want the property with the pond so we can go swimming in the pond. But it's not a pond. It's a sewage drainage ditch.
I'm not swimming in a pond.
A sewage runoff.
Let alone a sewage drain runoff.
Cody's like, everyone's going to want the pond. And it's like, who? You only have 2 kids under 12. You think the 18-year-olds are going to come back and be like, let me take a dip in that sewage.
The 18-year-olds that hate you now.
Yes, that you've shunned
exactly.
From
That's
the
exactly
land and taken their names out of the inheritance. So that's great. Here's parking for the trailer. I think this is the trailers of production. Or this might be where Janelle lives half the year.
This is parked on Coyote Pass?
Yeah. And then
just random trailers parked out there like that?
Yeah, and now one thing that in the recent season is Cody has this obsession with logs. In every episode, he's cutting down trees, he's peeling logs, he's rolling logs, he's setting
in
logs.
the 2 episodes I've seen, there was an entire scene of chopping down the trees somewhere. So yeah, and he was getting real pumped
in an early episode. Oh, that's right, because they cut down their own Christmas trees. Okay, no, but this is
it wasn't that. It was even they were all out at these big trees, and they're like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna fell one of them. Is that what it is?
Sure, that's not that.
I think that's what he was.
I went along.
I think it might have been the first episode.
Maybe he loves cutting down trees, but I think he thinks that he can really monetize off of this. So a lot of trees cutting down, a lot of peeling logs. They're always there in the background, everywhere in Robin's view. The logs. So Jean got some pictures of the logs. This is his thing, and he just puts them in this spot, peels them, and then they just still sit there 3 seasons later. And then here's a picture of the picnic tables, the famous picnic tables, surrounded by logs. Now I know firewood is a thing, but is it that? I don't think it's that. Can you monetize firewood that much? Because I gotta say, my Auntie Debbie cut down my tree out back, and she just put it out in the street, and people kind of came and took it.
Well, we have a cabin, and once a year we do order a quarter. I think it's a cord, C-O-R-D, of wood, and it's some person drives with a huge trailer of firewood, and we pile it around our fire pit to use throughout the year.
Okay, but he's doing this, but it doesn't look like any more progress is getting made. I think that Cody has this major roid rage, and he just goes out there and just chops down trees, and that makes him feel, I guess, better, even though he's still psychotic. Fat Lemon says, someone on Reddit pointed out the symbolism of how in the early seasons they used trees to represent the family. Yeah, that's true. Their whole thing is the family tree, the Cody Brown family tree. And now Cody loves cutting them down just like he did his family. That was pretty deep.
He should probably, I say if we're going to be building trees or growing trees that are going to foster forever, maybe use a better seed than Cody Brown. All right. I don't know if that's the seed we need fucking fostering the earth. Piece of shit.
But I think that's it.
Anyway.
I always love getting these pictures, but just these pictures. He's just obsessed with these freaking trees. But then his other thing, when they moved there, he wanted to give Robin the biggest property, obviously. But then, so Robin gets this huge property and everyone else gets smaller properties, except I think Janelle got a bigger one. And his justification was, well, trees are really valuable. So actually, Christine getting half of what Robin's has, even though Robin also has trees, is, sell trees. So obviously, she's got a great deal going for her here. Cody Brown.
I don't understand how those women got wrapped up all in him. Brainwashing, I guess.
It's growing up in patriarchy. They all grew up in patriarchy, except for
Gary.
And Janelle's just cool as hell. Anyway, that's it for Browntown. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, more news will come out as we go. Yeah.
I do want you guys to know that this Friday, beep, 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 this Friday. Or if you would like to join our Patreon, oops, I clicked the wrong thing here. If you'd like to join our Patreon, it'll be up there on a Wednesday, like in 2 days. The first amazing episode of And Just Like Chat, my favorite. And then I did decide to do a little bit of color mixing here and do I did a Designing Women color theme on our Patreon episode of the beauty contest, which again, I don't think we gave enough attention to the fact that the night the lights went out in Georgia's speech is in the second episode ever of Designing Women.
I said that at the top of this episode.
I know. I'm saying I'm giving it again because I think that needs to be known. People.
Okay. No, for sure. That was
so like insane. if you like iconic shit, again, I'll say it. Get over on our Patreon, babes. And again, we are gonna put our video there. So and that's free. So
yeah, the video will not be on YouTube, but it will be free.
Yes. So go over there and sign up, even for the free one. Totally fine. Now, if you want to support us, you could. That'd be nice too. But if you don't, that's all right. I get it, babes. I get it.
Yeah,
follow us on Insta if you feel like it. I don't think our Instagram's all that exciting because I don't really know what to post, and I don't really have time to post a bunch of stuff.
Video clips and then post them.
Oh,
like really
of this? Okay.
Of anything, any funny moments, you can just toss up.
Oh, okay. If you are not subscribed yet, please God subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000.
We're getting there.
I don't think we're gonna hit 1,000 soon, but we can at least get to 500 soon. And that would be great.
Oh, that's what I'm talking. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Mary, thanks for being our proud Patreon. We love you, baby.
Yes.
And I love all of you guys, honestly. Yeah.
And John, you did pretty good with the not swearing. For about
we have a brand new Patreon member. Speaking of,
oh, my phone just went off.
I won't say their name, but thank you, babe. I love you. If you do want to send us a message, and like I talk about Patreon people. Or I talk about you guys all the time on all of our shit. If you send us messages, if you don't want me to say your name, tell me. Or if you are like, ooh, I wouldn't mind you saying my name.
And send us your sex stories. And just like that, send us your depressing middle-aged stories. And lastly, join us on 420 on both of our Patreons. There'll be a link at some point that you can watch us live and then the rewatch, of course. And I think that's it. We love you all. You guys were great in the comments this week. And John,
you guys light up the comments like wild. So
heck yes. I'll put up the cover, and if you can get ready with that sweet, sweet outro.
Are you guys ready to say goodbye to us? Or don't cry. We love you.
Bye, Walter. Bye, guys.
Bye. 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 Bye.